August 1944. The Allied armies are racing across France after D-Day, but they have a problem. They're running out of supplies. The solution? Create the largest truck convoy system in military history. They called it the Red Ball Express. Over 6,000 trucks running 24 hours a day, delivering up to 12,500 tons of supplies daily. The catch? They needed drivers willing to risk everything. German attacks, mines, ambushes to keep the army moving. 75% of these drivers were African American. In a segregated army that usually kept black soldiers out of combat, these men were about to prove themselves essential to victory in Europe. The situation was desperate. Allied forces were advancing so fast, after breaking out of Normandy, they'd outrun their supply lines. Regular ports were too far behind. The railways were destroyed. The army needed a solution, fast. The plan was unprecedented. Create 2 one-way highways through France. Northbound for empty trucks, southbound for loaded ones. Red circles were painted on every truck, the red ball marking that gave the operation its name. Most drivers were given just a few days of training. Many had never driven trucks before. Now they would drive for 48 hours straight, rest for 48, then do it again. The rules were simple. Maintain 35 miles per hour, keep the convoy moving, no matter what. The schedule was brutal. Trucks rolled 24 hours a day through dust storms in summer and mud in fall. Each driver faced a grim reality. Stop moving, and whole armies could run out of ammunition, fuel, and food. They battled, roads packed with up to 140 trucks per hour, German aircraft attacks and saboteurs, constant mechanical breakdowns, severe sleep deprivation. Yet they kept moving, delivering over 412,000 tons of supplies by the operation's end. Military regulations said trucks should maintain 60-yard spacing. But drivers called it hauling tail to tail, running bumper to bumper at night with no headlights, using only small cat-eye lights to follow the truck ahead. September 1944. General Patton's Third Army was consuming 800,000 gallons of gasoline per day. One Red Ball convoy alone delivered 350,000 gallons, keeping his tanks moving toward Germany. The numbers tell their story. 12,500 tons of supplies delivered daily, 400 miles round trip. Trucks running for 48 straight hours. 2 million gallons of fuel consumed by the Red Ball trucks themselves. When a German counterattack threatened Patton's advance, Red Ball drivers pushed through for 62 straight hours. They weren't just delivering supplies, they were deciding battles. By November 16, 1944, when the Red Ball Express finally ended operations, the numbers were staggering. 412,193 tons of supplies delivered, 5.9 million truck miles driven, over 23,000 drivers, 6,000 trucks in constant motion. The Red Ball Express proved crucial to the Allied advance across Europe. But for its black drivers, it proved something more. When given the chance, African American soldiers could execute complex military operations under the most demanding conditions. The Army's own records tell the story. The Red Ball Express became a model for military logistics operations. Their techniques would influence military transportation for decades to come. Their dedication kept armies moving, but their example did something more. It helped move America toward change. These drivers proved that excellence knows no color. Subscribe to uncover more hidden stories of Black excellence in American military history. Because these stories aren't just about the past, they're about who we are as Americans.